Hey guys, so we're back to working on the brake and bending metal as well. What we're going to do now is bend what we call counter flashing. So counter flashing is a piece of metal that we do a lot of custom brick and mortar work where we grind into the brick, whether it's a chimney or where a garage meets a house and it's a brick wall. We actually grind into the brick an inch deep, and then we bend commercial metal and we put it into that grind line. And so most of our step flashing is 4 inches. So we are going to bend a piece of counter flashing that has a 5-inch face. We have 3/4 inch hem with an inch bend into the chimney or inch bend into the wall, whatever we're making it for. So that's what we're going to work on today. I've already marked this out. And so 5-inch face, 3/4 hem, plus an inch bend in, we're 6 3/4. But remember the cutter, we have to set back. We have to set that back 1.5 inches. So we have to come back to 5 1/4. Okay, I've already marked out both sides. The face of it is the part that's going to be exposed or that you see. So the part of the counter flashing that's 5 inches. On some chimneys, and this is bent at all different sizes. For instance, some chimneys have some really bad flashing and we're trying to cover up a lot of old junky brick and work. So we may have to bend an 8-inch face onto the brick. So it could be 8 inches on the chimney, inch in with a 3/4 hem. So it really depends on the application, but a very normal size for us is a 5-inch face where you'll see that exposed onto the brick wall. We loosen this back up, and like I said, I start all my measurements always from the hem. So that's first thing I'm going to create is that 3/4 hem, just like we did on the end wall flashing. We're going to do the same thing on our counter right here. And how we talked before, the brake, you can kind of eyeball that 3/4 hem. Just with the brake, it's right at the edge of that rubber, just a little bit past. Gonna grab it, tighten it all the way, bring it out. Gonna close this brake back down. This part of the brake actually has to swivel up, so this will sit right in here for that hem. This has to swivel up. Press. Nice and tight. And we have that hem again. We'll just check these measurements. We have a 5-inch face, a 1-inch bend, which is perfect. Our math worked out. We have 1 inch and 5 inch. And this bend, you can bend right at a 90 degrees. I always like to re-grab a couple times. Just seems like it bends better. And the brake needs adjusted. Some places it overbends. You can straighten the overbend with your hand if you do it very gradual. You can't do it in one spot with just a few fingers. You have to straighten it, pressurizing it all the way across. Now we have our counter metal. You have a hem on it. You have the 1-inch bend that goes into the brick or stone, chimney, wall, whatever we're making it for. You'll make this piece of metal so many times. Application to the counter flashing that we just showed you how to bend. We're going to pretend the dormer is brick, chimney is brick, and this is a porch meeting another roof line up there that is brick. So we've done our end wall flashing, how you've already learned. We've done our step flashing against the brick, and now we have to cover all of that. So we'll actually grind in front of that dormer, cut into it right into a mortar line, and then this will cover over top of the face of the end wall flashing. Go right on the front of the dormer. It'll go up along the sides of the dormer as well, cover up all that step flashing, and then it'd wrap the chimney, and it'd also wrap up there. So even on this small roof line, this has 3 places we'd be installing counter flashing.